So back with combat. Yeah. Subtitle. Subtitle is something. Yeah. Man-to-man combat. But the rules from Iron Cross, which are a further evolution of the design. Observation effects. AT fire must always be directed at an observed target. Using AP fire, units are not required to observe. If firing AP firepower into an unobserved hex, the firepower total is halved, rounded up. Mortars may fire at unobserved hexes, but with increased chances of scattering their rounds. AFVs and machine guns, armored fighting vehicles and machine guns, do not have to observe target hexes that are buildings to fire their full AP fire factors. For all other terrain types, they are subject to the rule about having the firepower for AP. Machine guns using fire lanes and spray fire attacks never have their AP firepower halved because of unobserved target hexes. Infantry units do not have to observe a hex to throw a grenade into it. Okay, I do think I did I didn't play quite right last time, and I did, in this case, reset because I do want to show exactly how the game is supposed to be played, because I do think it is such a great design, and I want to highlight everything about the design. So before, basically what I had is I had the American soldier there, the American rifleman, come on the board and walk up the road here, move up the road here, and then I had the German rifleman in the house here attempt opportunity fire. Before, I just waited till the American infantryman was within 3 hexes, which is the range for infantry units conducting opportunity fire. I rolled, it wasn't that, I think it was an 8. Yeah, it was an 8. No, was it 7? No, it was an 8. Rolled an 8 for the PC check, but yeah, I can't remember what I did. I cannot remember, but they oh, now I can't remember. Anyways, the way I redid it, and I had the Germans fail to observe the target, and then I thought that was the end of it. But no, as I read earlier, they can still fire, just have the firepower. So with a firepower of 4 there, halved to 2, they rolled a 2, which results in the Americans being pinned. Ooh, man, lead finger. Yeah, I did a terrible job explaining that, but I'm gonna switch these two. Fired and moved came with combat, and sometimes text markers are just fine, but in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use the excess ATS counters here because in this case I like the graphical markers. So American is pinned. They weren't observed though. Yeah, so I'm not placing any markers for observation. Oops. Where am I? I think I'm 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, I guess it's here. All right. All right. I think the next, I'm going to do reaction movement next. Yeah, which is going to be the non-phasing player, which is German in my little example here. Now, while I'm thinking about it, the German rifleman there fired during the movement phase as opportunity fire. So that would be the third. This is what I'm going off of when I say third, and this is something that I'm doing right there, the movement phase number 3. That's what I mean by 3 or third phase. I'm going to set this off to the side because I can't remember, and I want to figure out whether he needs to actually be marked as having fired in that phase. I'm not going to do it right away. I'm just going to set it off to the side there, because I'm trying to remember if it can matter. And I believe defensive fire, moving fire. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it here. Try to show it. So let's move on to the reaction movement phase. The non-phasing player. Put the turn marker here to show that the Americans are phasing player. So non-phasing player, or the Germans, may attempt limited movement. Suppressed units may not move. Pinned units. Oh, pinned unit movement is even more limited. How is it more limited than not move? The phasing player may attempt opportunity fire. At the end of this phase, the non-phasing player designates, okay, which one of his units will assault. So is that the same thing as it says here? Reaction, movement, check performance, move units, conduct opportunity fire, conduct mine attacks. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go right through that list. This is going to be the Americans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I'm going to take, oh, whoops, Germans I meant. I'm going to take, what is this? His name is Wiltz. All right. Take Wiltz here. Yep, Wiltz, he's a rifleman. He's a very average performance rating of 7. I'm going to put him back here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him down just to see down movement, right? So it's going to. So how many movement points does he have? He's infantry. Up or down during reaction movement phase. He has 3 movement points, and then to move down into clear is 2. So that's easy enough. He goes 2. Let's see. So he'll go spin 2 to move there. He's down. Now, let's say that there was an American, Moser, right here, Moser with his M1, so he's a rifleman, slightly above average performance, performance rating of 8 there. So I'm going to put him in the trees there, and we'll say that he is, we'll say he's down 2. Like that. Okay, so, all right, I won't reset, but Wiltz there, Wiltz there should have done a PC check to move. Okay, so that's his PC check. Then opportunity fire. So for the Americans, he has a moving target within 3 hexes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, in order, what is the order for opportunity fire? Oh, wait. No, it's not any different except it's +1 for his PC check. So, that's where I need to start building my own player notes that aren't on the player charts and tables. Okay, fire combat, designate target, obviously, determine, okay, now we do observation. So, what is observation is it's clear hex 10, but we're looking through the hedgerow there. What do they call it? Yeah, hedgerow. 6 if behind. Well, they are behind, so it is 6. And they're also down, right? There he is. He's German, he's down, he's behind the hedgerow. So, is that on here or not? Okay, it's not on the combat chart, but it is on the, there we go. See, this is, the concept of down changed. It really did. So, it's going to be, oh, it doesn't, oh no, wait, I think I go to the observation, here's where I go to the observation die roll modifiers. So let's get some things done here. I mean, he is moving, so that's there. So we go right down. Modifiers favoring the target. The target is the German. This is for observation. So here are my two. Here are my dice that I'm getting ready to roll. Every 5 hexes beyond initial 5, so there's no modifier for range. It's only 3 hexes away. It's not very far. No improved position. No tree symbols. Nothing along the line of sight. Oh. Okay. All right. What I'm looking at is there aren't any tree symbols in the hex or along the line of sight, right? But there is the hedgerow, right? So the hedgerow, there are no hedgerows in the east front, Iron Cross. So what does it say under observation for combat? Basically the western front. Oh wait, it's already factored into the 6 for the terrain. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so for each marsh hex, if the target is non-AFE in a down state, it is in down state right there. So that's +1 to. I'm trying to remember observation die roll. I'm trying to remember, are they DRMs or do they modify the target number? No, they should be DRMs. The observation die roll result can be modified up or down. All right, so these are DRMs. So +1. Got a +1. Here it is. If observing unit moved within the last 3 phases, we'll say he's been there the whole time. No. Well, wait. Actually, the chance of him seeing goes really down a lot if he's moved, which makes sense. We'll say he was already there, so there's no movement penalty. Now modifiers favoring the observer. That's the American there. Target hex was successfully observed on the previous player turn. Yeah, that's where I'll handle that later. It doesn't matter here. 2 or more levels lower. We're not worried about that. That doesn't apply. Any unit in the target hex moved within the last 3. Well, that is within the last 3 phases. That's -2. Oh yeah, that makes sense because he's moving. So we're down to -1. -1. AFE commander density in the target we're looking at. There's no density. Non-MG unit used AP fire. So that is relevant to units that have fired within the last 3 phases. So that leads me to believe that this does matter. So that fire was in the 3rd phase. This is going to get big stacks, but hey, nature of the game. Okay, and then the rest of things don't matter. So it's LMGs, MMGs, ATGs, AFVs, machine guns, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's -1, which is, which basically means it's hard to see through the hedgerow, meaning 6 or less, but it's a little easier in this case because they're moving. I think that's the way we look at it. So it is 6 minus 1, 5, so 6 or less, so they do see them. So now is the time when we do want to mark them. So, right, so we go, we're going to put, that's his marking, and then this is all my convention here. So I'm going to put A and A like that. So he observed, which is great. But now we do a PC. Isn't that funny? You observe before you PC. I mean, what if you failed your PC? Why did you successfully observe? Or conversely, if you successfully observe, why don't you fire? Now 6 plus 1 for opportunity fire is 7, right? Yeah. Which is equal to or less than Moser's PC rating or proficiency, PC rating, whatever, proficiency rating of 8. So he fires. So he passes his PC. Now we determine final firepower. That, by the way, is 5 on the M1 there. Moser's M1 is a 5. Matter of fact, we'll do it this way. He starts with a firepower of 5. Okay, turn final firepower. I don't think there are any other adjustments, but let me double check real quick. Hedgerow is 3 combat dice. Alright, so I start building my combat dice pool. They don't call it a pool, but isn't it a pool? 3 dice. Dice that will target occupies clear Woodstream Gully directly behind hedgerow. Target unit is down plus 1 die. So we add a 4th die for the German being down. Firing unit, move that player turn. No, we're saying he stayed put. AFE in target hex, tree symbols, target, a level difference. So I do think that's it. I do think that's it. But real quick, trees, AFVs, Rex, MMGs, not fully crewed. Okay. And it's within the base range. Base range of Moser's M1 is 5, so there's no range attenuation. So the firepower is 5 with 4 dice, which isn't very good. No, well, that's not very good at all, but I'm okay with that. Now, would he have any? No, I don't think he has any AP increases. This is all not this isn't really a very realistic shot at all. Basically, they crawled up behind a hedgerow, so it really shouldn't be. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. They obviously didn't get anything, but the way we talked to, boy, this really was a chance. So what it is if you roll all 1s on a roll that's more than 1 die, that would be automatic elimination. So what we're saying is if they rolled straight 1s, the German would be killed outright, eliminated. But then if they rolled a 5, they would be pinned. And that's it, just because it's so low. Yeah. But it's a huge difference if if the unit was moving in the clear in the up position, then it's 1 die. Then it's 5 or less. Then it's, what it is 5 or less is pinned. 3 would be suppressed. And what would it be? 2 or less would be eliminated. 5, 3, 2. Yeah, I believe so. Anyways, it's just the first time to be more practice. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. There's no reason to move any further, so they expended 2 to move up there. Well, they only have 1 movement point left anyways. So, Wild survived. Really was not realistic that he would run any risk right here. He moved like that. He is observed now from Moser here, who's down next to the tree there. And there we go. So that was the, was it the what do they call it? The reaction movement.